One of the things that came up around Gamergate and these large-scale harassment campaigns is why didn't the publishers and developers speak up? Because it was their audiences that were attacking us.
No, it wasn't. Actually, Anita, it was your audience attacking you. Every time feminist games critic Anita Sarkeesian, who you just saw a clip of, shows up, I get a new kind of headache. Listening to her is pain. So why do it, Harmful? Why would you listen to this? 'Cause credit where it's due, she's actually really good at what she does. She's a great face for a set of beliefs about media that I despise and absolutely disagree with. So when I want to take those beliefs down, we've got this person here spouting them concisely in one place, trying to put them into practice even. So, thank you, Anita, for being there for me to bounce off of, for making the otherwise floaty ideas I want to talk about a bit more real world. Today we're going to talk about the trend of didactic obsession, where looking at any media and criticizing it or analyzing it is based entirely around what it teaches, what lesson it gives, or what values it reinforces. And specifically, what I see as hypocrisy from the people promoting this view of media. So what's an example of this kind of view in action? Well, here's another clip from that mini interview I sampled at the beginning of the video.
We learn about the world and different people through media, and so understanding that the stories that you tell do have an impact, right? So like, you know, if your military shooter is white dudes shooting a bunch of brown dudes in the world, like that sends a message that is kind of racist, right?
No, not right. I think it can, depending on how the individual experiencing whatever it is interprets it, but that's not just badum, how things are. No. But you know what? For the purpose of this video, I'm going to adopt that view. Yeah. So creators are responsible for the influence their media has on their audience, even when they're not explicitly saying something. So we're not talking about saying, go out and kill so-and-so. We're not talking about any kind of direct incitement here, okay? We're not talking about parts of works that are meant to be directly educational. You know, if you buy Math Zapper, this will teach your kids math, and it teaches them shit wrong, yeah, then they are responsible for that shit. Or if there's something up with exactly how it does it and the method, or there's some creepy thing behind why it was made and blah, blah, blah. That's something else. I'm not talking about that. And we're not talking false accusations that get people hurt, because everyone already understands the issue with that kind of thing too. We're talking white guy shoots a brown person in a video game. That's a message. Someone's interpretation, maybe even subliminal interpretation of what's presented to them. You're responsible for the effect of that message. You're responsible for the reaction to the media you put out there. Even if you never actually put forward something like that, even if you don't have the intent to make that implication, and even if the person viewing its interpretation is far-fetched, you are responsible for the effects. Or, I should say, alleged effects, because I'm going to allege some effects of my own in a moment, Anita style. But before I do, also, on top of that responsibility, you've also got to take responsibility for the community surrounding it directly.
Why didn't the publishers and developers speak up? Because it was their audiences that were attacking us. Right? And so some of it is also like what's in the games, but also who are they marketing to? Who are their communities? What kinds of environments do they want to create online?
All right, so let's adopt those beliefs about the responsibilities of people publishing and creating media too. And let's look at Anita Sarkeesian and feminist frequency, because they write articles, they create videos, and they put them out there. All of this must apply to them too, right? What effect do the creations of feminist frequency have on people? So you're supposed to check that by looking at the audience, right? What are the people who watch and are influenced by her videos like? Oh yeah, that's right, they're so horrifically nasty, vile, and abusive that she can't even allow her comment section to be open. And her audience has been that way from the start. Why hasn't she apologized for the hordes of harassers she's cultivated? The apparent vileness of her audience is far beyond any video games audience or any publisher's audience. Why doesn't she have to take any responsibility? She complains about people en masse calling her a liar.
I think it's important to recognize that harassment is, as someone had mentioned, it's not just what is legal and illegal, right? Harassment is threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck.
Has she never stopped to consider for a moment that this is a result of the message her videos put across. If you publish a video that contains Anita Sarkeesian spouting some bullshit, that sends a message to the viewer that Anita Sarkeesian is a liar and she sucks. So if you want people's view of Anita Sarkeesian to improve, you need to improve the representation of Anita Sarkeesian in your media. Right? I've adopted her view on media for today. And isn't that how it works? Intent isn't magic. I don't care that it's obvious they don't mean to cause Anita any harm through their representation of her in their videos. The end result is what it is, and they've made no significant changes over the years to the videos they're making. They just keep doing the same thing, getting the same result, reinforcing this hatred, just like they criticize mainstream gaming for doing. Why should Anita and her organization, Feminist Frequency, get away with doing this?
I think that developers and publishers need to take responsibility for the work they're putting in the world. I think that they need to understand that the media that they create is not in a vacuum, that it exists in a world that reinforces positive or negative things.
That advice you just squirted into a cup and are suggesting everyone else should drink. Yeah, you take a sip first, because I'm pretty sure it's actually poison. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.